Hey guys, it is Sunday the 20th of November and I'm getting a DEXA scan tomorrow. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but my chickens are going fucking nuts. They're so needy. Anyway, I'm getting a DEXA scan tomorrow, which is one of the more accurate ways to measure your body composition, your body fat percentage. I got one at the very start of my cut, which was at the end of June, and then I got one 12 weeks later, end of September, and now it's the end of November and I'm getting another one. So DEXA stands for Dual Energy X-ray Absorptiometry. Yeah, I'm just with the science so early. It's a way of measuring your body fat percentage based on like your mineral density. Most people, I would say, tend to go for more of the in-body scans or the Fitbit scales, those things that you hold. They tend to be cheaper and they tend to be quicker and they tend to be not as accurate. So really you're getting what you're paying for. I'm paying more money for a DEXA scan. It takes longer, but it's more accurate and that's what I want to go for. So no one is home right now, so I thought I might do a little bit of a check-in of what I physically look like before we get into the nitty-gritty numbers tomorrow. I'm sorry, I love data. I'm such a nerd. I'm so keen for it. So this is where the progress photos happen. Actually in my parents' bedroom. Now, this is key guys. Key to progress photos is side lighting. You need to get the side lighting to get it good. And I'll do a comparison later when you don't have as peaceful lighting and you'll see what I mean. Okay, here we go. So here we go, this is what I'm looking like. I am 5'7", 173 centimeters. I hit a new lowest weight this morning. I'm not gonna share what that is just because it fluctuates a lot and sometimes that's a bit triggering for people, and so I'm just not gonna say. So here we go, side on, pancake booty is in play due to 6 months of no lower body work due to my injury. I don't think YouTube is ready yet to see me in a thong. YouTube is probably ready. I'm not ready. It ain't happening. So, keeping myself decent. This is what we look like up here. And if anyone has any tips on how to do that like booty pose that chicks do with like with the leg, I don't know how they manage to contort their body in such a way to make the booty pop. I do not know how to do it because I'm awkward as fuck. So if anyone has any tips though, feel free to comment below. And then here's just a comparison of how important lighting is. I remember seeing a quote once that Instagram photos are 80% fitness and 20% lighting and angles. I would say it's probably even more like 60-40 or 70-30. But yeah, lighting and angles is everything. So here's some really poor lighting and angles just as a comparison. Yeah, also shit mirror. I have no definition. Woo! So yeah, just keep that in mind amongst the posts that you see, that people are going to be flaunting themselves in whatever way they can, using whatever methods they can. Alright, that's enough for now. We'll hit it with the DEXA tomorrow morning. Morning guys, Monday 21st of November. I am just about to walk in to get my body composition scan, previous results in hand. I'm gonna see if I get like left alone with the machine at any point, if I can just kind of film it and show you guys what it looks like. But yeah, getting it done first thing in the morning, 8:30, same time as the other 3 scans that I've had, just trying to reduce the variables and make it as accurate as I can. Here we go. Hey guys, so I've had my scan, I've done work, home from work, I've had some time to go through the results, think about them, analyze them a bit, see how I feel, and I'm just going to show you the main take-homes, I guess, from the past 21 weeks of dieting. So I started my cut towards the end of June, and I got a body composition scan then as like a start point to see where I was, and now 21 weeks later, towards the end of November, I've got another one. Also in that 21 weeks, I had 2 weeks of a diet break where I was just eating at maintenance level and I wouldn't have put on any fat. So I'm going to show you what the output of the DEXA looks like. I hope you're as excited about data as I am. No one's going to be as excited about this as I am, but I'll show you anyway. So here we have the output of the scan. This is what my body composition looks like. and we get like the main stats and data up here, and then down the bottom it's broken down into individual body parts, and you get totals as well for your overall tissues, which is your fat and lean, and then also your bone mineral, and that's just all presented in grams. I tend not to analyze things by the individual body parts too much, just because there is still some inaccuracy and some variation. I tend to just look at the totals of the fat and lean and compare them. But we'll start at the top. And so this scale up here, we can see the red, orangey, yellow colors are more fat distribution, and the cooler colors are not fat and they're more muscle. So you can see here my skeleton, you can see my muscles, and then you can see them hips. Hips don't lie. And so this is me at the end of June. And so we can just have a look at that compared to my scan, which is here today, from today. And you can actually see, just even looking at that there's less. What's happened to my hips? What's happened to my booty? No, come back. But you can see that I've just kind of generally lost fat from all over. I think it's just a good comparison just to see that you can't spot reduce. I've basically lost fat evenly from all over my body. So now the stats, the numbers, that's what everyone wants. Here we go. Start of my cut, 27% body fat. Today, 20.3% body fat. So there you go. I've lost basically, well, nearly 7% body fat in 21 weeks. I'm really, really happy with that result, actually. And so I'll show you now as well what that actually translates to in kilos. So here we have fat for all of my different body areas, body parts, and this is the total here, and that's in grams. So that's like 20 kilos, 20.3 kilos. And this is today, so that's what I started at, and then this is today. Fat, again, come down to the total, 13.6. So I have lost 6.8 kilos of fat in 21 weeks, and the fat loss is great. I'm really chuffed with how I've gone, but the main thing that I was worried about, I guess, heading into the scan is I knew that the fat loss was happening, but I was curious about the muscle loss, because at the end of the day, I'm in a calorie deficit, and your body doesn't pick and choose when it's lacking in energy. It's not going to be like, oh, I'll only take from your fat store. I knew that this was going to be the case. I was also particularly worried because I haven't used my lower body in like 6 months because of my injury, and the fact that I'm not stimulating my muscles down there was going to mean I was probably going to be more likely to lose more muscle. At the end of the day, I have a fantastic coach. I'm pretty bloody disciplined. I'm getting in enough protein. I'm getting enough protein in throughout the day. I'm drinking BCAAs. I'm doing everything right, but I'm still going to lose muscle because I'm in a calorie deficit. So I guess I'll have to show you how much muscle I've lost, because that's the reality. So this is lean mass. So this is basically everything that's not fat. It's basically just going to be your skeletons and organs and things like that. And your skeleton and organs aren't going to change, so you can assume that any changes in lean mass are to do with muscle. There's a few assumptions here, but this is the best measure that we've got. So this is the end of June. Again, 51.8 kilos lean mass. And now we come over here, total 50.3. I've lost 1.6 kilos of muscle mass, 6.8 kilos of fat, and that's awesome with the fat. And I've talked to a few people today, and they've said, look, that's a really good ratio, like a 1-to-4 kind of ratio of muscle loss to fat loss, and I should be happy with that. But I still have mixed feelings, I guess. In terms of my future goals, obviously, like, the longer that I continue with this deficit, the more muscle that I'm going to lose, the more my metabolic rate is going to decrease, the less my calories are going to have to go down, etc. So the longer I prolong this, the worse shape my muscle mass is going to be in. I started this cut with a goal of 17% body fat. And the reason I've started with I wanted to go for 17% body fat is I'm actually really comfortable and happy where I am right now at 20% body fat. 20, 21, 22 is like ideal for me. I'm happy with that, happy with my body. However, I'm planning on being in a calorie surplus next year for quite a long period of time because I want to gain muscle. I want to regain this muscle that I've lost, plus put on more because I have butt goals, booty goals, arm goals, back goals, all those kind of goals. And so because I'm planning on being in the surplus for quite some time, you can't, again, it goes the same way, deficit and surplus, you can't selectively put on just muscle mass while you're in a surplus. Seriously, if you could only lose fat while in a deficit and you would only put on muscle while in a surplus, everyone would fucking be walking around ripped, but it's not that simple, guys. So while I'm in a surplus next year, I'm gonna be gaining muscle, but I'm gonna be gaining fat too. So the theory is, even though I'm happy at 20 to 22% body fat, if I go lower than that, if I get down to 17, then I've got this kind of leeway where I'm happy to gain a few percent body fat back, and that's totally fine because I'll be getting all those muscle gains as well. In terms of whether I can actually get to 17%, I don't know. I'm gonna have to lose another 3 kilos. I've lost 8.4 kilos already, and I'm gonna have to lose another 3. So I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. My time limit is my birthday, which is at the start of February, which is in about 9 weeks' time. So maybe I can do it, maybe I can't. If it gets to the point where I don't think I can get to 17% before my birthday, or if it gets to a point where I have to do too much cardio, or if it gets to the point where I'm not able to go out with friends, where I'm not able to eat with my family, where I'm not able to enjoy foods that I still love in moderation, when it gets too restrictive, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say, no, it's not worth it. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try and get to 17%, but if it's gonna affect the quality of my life too much, it's not gonna happen. So there you go. I hope that was interesting in some way. If you have any further questions about anything to do with the scans, feel free to ask in the comments below if you have any suggestions on what you want to see more. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and like and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later.